What up, what up, what up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on this beautiful Tuesday evening, broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that fun stuff. It's been a crazy day for news, man. It's been a crazy weekend. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. I had a pretty good one myself, so y'all saw that thumbnail, man. What's up with your girl? What's up with your girl? She about to break away. She gotta break away. Oh, Durham investigation falling apart. What the hell's going on, man? Trying to railroad your boy. Kablamo. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Shout out to my Rumble folks over there. Shout out to my YouTube people. Make sure you visit that Rebelwithoutareason.com to get all your fun accessories and whatnot. Shirts, hats, boots and shirts, whatever you need over there. We got anything and everything. Your pronouns, FAFO. You fuck around, found out pronouns. My pronouns are fuck around and find out. Go on and get you some of that over there. She's swimming, man. You got mugs, hats, shirts, all that stuff and more at rebelwithoutareason.com. Which you listen to as a podcast as well. You're going to be able to find that on Stitcher, Anchor, Spotify, all that fun stuff. Boom goes the dynamite. The war weapons on the shed in the Ukraine. Yeah, I know. I saw that. They went boom, boom on them. They gave them that old boom, boom over there. Boom, boom. Fawn's in the house. What up, Fawn's? Lauren is so fine. Dude, she on the market now, homie. You better shoot your shot. Yeah. Go out there and shoot your shot. Cat, what's up? Cat's in the house. What up, what up? They beat you in here this time. Usually Cat's one of the first ones in. First one's here. First one's here. Yep, so you saw that thumbnail. Oh, Miss Lauren Boebert's getting a divorce, man. Let's get into this thing. Fonzie, what you doing, man? Fonzie said, I drank her bathwater. If drank her all kinds of water. Oh, I drank her all kinds of water. I bet you would. Oh, you're here now. That's all that counts. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everybody being here. They got that Durham situation going on, man. The Russian collusion had been confirmed to be some bogus BS. Lauren got so many kids. Yeah, you're going to have to pay child support mammy, too. Child support to mammy. Let me get to that story and we'll jump right into it. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Oh, Durham, yep. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. I'm going to try to go as quick as possible, but you know how that goes. Make sure you stick around after the YouTube show over on Rumble. We're going to do a whole nother Rumble show over there. Stuff that we can't talk about on YouTube. What we can talk about on YouTube is your lady. You are my lady. Not no more, motherfucker. She gone. You see it right there from the Gateway Pundit. Representative Lauren Boebert files for divorce from husband and father of her 4 sons. She got 4 kids, man. She'll tell you about it if you ask her. She loves talking about them kids. So let's get into this article here. Representative Lauren Boebert filed for divorce from her husband Jason last month. The couple has 4 sons. Boebert met her husband when she was 16 and he was 18. Dang, boy, they've been in there a long time, y'all. That's a long time to be in there, man. Yep, she got 4 boys. Court records dated April the 25th, obtained by the Daily Beast, indicated that Boebert's husband refused to take documents and became extremely angry when he was served. You just got served. Setting his dogs loose on the process server. Holy shit. He said sick 'em, boy. Sick balls. Sick balls, motherfucker. Go get 'em. The server said in the filing, I tried to hand him the documents, but he did not take them. He started yelling and using profanities, told me that I was trespassing and that he was calling the sheriff's office. I told him I was leaving the documents on the chair outside of the door. He closed the door and then let the dogs out. Ooh, 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 ooh. Lauren Boebert's husband let the dogs out. Y'all fucking figured it out. They made a song about that fool and everything. In a statement sent to Newsweek, Boebert confirmed she was divorcing her husband, saying it's truly about irreconcilable differences. In March, she announced she's going to be a grandmother. So you got grandma on the scene out there with 4 kids, getting a divorce from her husband. What could be so wrong? I mean, I know everybody goes through ups and downs, but look how picturesque that is right there. Let me get out of the way. Picturesque as a motherfucker. That's like the all-American family right there, ain't it? You got the field, you got the dog, you got all the kids hanging out. I don't know, man. Things get crazy. So they didn't give a reason other than the irreconcilable differences. That's sad though, man, you know. Been in there since they was teenagers, man. Yeah, that the young ass boy that knocked up a girl. Which one was it? The oldest one here? The oldest boy? This is I'm not sure how old this photo is, but it's probably fairly recent. I have no idea. Fionn Mac come hell, he says. She lost my respect with this. I don't know what the reasons are. I think we need to find out what the reasons are before we can pass judgment on shit. But maybe he was beating her ass. If he was beating her ass and she wanted a divorce, that might be a different story. But I don't know, man. Got to get all the facts. Let's just get the facts, please. Yeah, you gotta. Boomhauer says, I wonder what went wrong. You gotta keep your woman happy. Dude, that's the name of the game right there. She wasn't happy for some reason. He ain't playing ball on the field enough, or I'm not sure what's going on. Gotta wait and get all the details. That was back in April, though, they said, so. Boomhauer's got his advice. He says, you got to marry your best friend and love her. That's my 100. I hear that. Oh, that's a great point, Fionn. If he was beating her, there would be a police report. Yeah, you're right about that. If she wanted to file one. You know, some of that stuff happens and they don't never get filed, man. I ain't saying that's what happened. We're just trying to keep options open, you know what I mean? Who knows what goes on in a marriage like that? There's a lot of pressure going on there. You know what I mean? She's got a huge political career. They got people coming at them left and right. They got 4 boys that she'll tell you about if you ask her. She'll tell you about them even if you don't ask. She's a proud mama, so hopefully it works out for him, man. Divorce is always an ugly thing. It ain't nothing fun to gawk about, you know what I mean? And you got your whole life on public display. Who knows? You bet she was just ready to go? Yeah, probably, man. Probably. She got 4 boys, yep. Let's keep this train rolling. Toot. Y'all saw that new Bud Light ad, man. Let's go and not even Bud Light this time. It's fucking Miller. It's all the same, though, ain't it? It's that horse tinkle. I just got a full disclosure. They're not hurting my feelings with any of these ads and shit. Maybe you guys that drink that horse pee. I'm not a fan myself, but to each his own. Let's watch this ad.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow.
Note to Sonya on this, we're going to have to meme this commercial because when they said they put them in bikinis, that's going to be a fun one to show all the transients in their bikinis at that moment. So get your meme hats on. Let's go memeing.
Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops.
They gonna give me some kind of damn copyright strike, probably because it's stupid ass music. That good shit. They got that good shit. This is all propaganda, just so you know.
Which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage.
Right there, they just said they're gonna give it to independent female brewers so they can make their own shit. So a multi-million-dollar beer company is advertising independent beer people? Okay.
Grow quality hops.
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too. Oh.
So there's the website, MillerLite.com/bad shit to good shit. Y'all send them all y'all stuff, man. Send all your titty posters and all your bikini posters and all that. Does anybody even have any of that stuff still?
So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
How they loving women all of a sudden when they couldn't stand them, when all these dudes trying to be in their sports and shit. Like they don't want to give a damn about what you say right now. They don't give two shits about them women. But see, you got people like her, which she's a funny comedian. I actually liked her. And she's just doing her job, you know what I mean? You got to act and roll. You want somebody to walk around and say something, I'm your girl. It's all trash. It's horse tinkle is what it is. The stock's going downhill, so this guy says, so this is how you make sobriety cool. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that shit don't affect me none, so. Hi, Mama. Say hello to the baby. Hi, Mommy. What are you doing, woman? Heather says hi. She's going to be the new beer spokesperson. The new beer spokesdoggy. Spokeswoman. Y'all buy some beer with Heather's face on it? Heather beer? Heather Bear beer? She's a pretty baby. Hi, Mama. It's always fun when Heather joins the show. Lay down, Mama. All right, let's jump back into this mess. Just a local story right here. This dude's at large right now, so all the ladies, hide your kids. Lock your doors. This dude's on the loose. Suspect remains at large after the rape of a NKU student. Oh, let me get this window back here. In Nashville. Police say the two men raped the student after a night out at the Nashville bar and later used her debit card to buy a late night at Waffle House meal. Wow. What a scumbag. Warning, this story contains disturbing content. Metro Nashville police continue to search for a suspect connected to the rape of a Western Kentucky University student in Nashville. Police say 27-year-old Trevor Castile of Chattanooga remains at large for the May 4th aggravated rape and kidnapping of a college student downtown. It's May the 16th, in case y'all don't know what date it is right now. He's been out for a while. They've been looking for him. Castile and a 36-year-old Joseph Farmer are accused of sexually assaulting the victim. Police add that Farmer was arrested last Friday. So they got one of them. If you got any information, you're asked to call that number, 615-472-7463. Here's the look at your suspect right there. Look at it. Devin, what's happening? Devin's in the house. He was also warranted on 3 unrelated warrants. Oh, wow. Imagine that. If they would start arresting these bastards the first time and keep them in there, a lot of this other crime wouldn't even happen. 9 times out of 10, they're already out on some shit. Doing dumb shit. On May 5th, investigators responded to Nashville Police Madison's precinct to speak with the victim who reported she'd been raped on May 4th. So she waited a day. It might even been that next night over after midnight. Who knows? You got to do that rape kit, though, ladies. When something happens to you, get that police report, get that kit, do that swab. That's going to help your case if you're trying to prosecute these fuckers. She believes she was, She told police she was out with a friend at a honky tonk Central on Broadway in downtown Nashville when her memory became foggy. She believes she was drugged, according to the report. Wow, they drugging ladies out there. The woman told police her next memory was being in a Jeep Grand Cherokee with 2 males who she did not recognize. Oh, wow. She didn't even know these dudes. For the next couple hours, she said she was repeatedly raped despite telling the suspects, no, stop, and get off. She was also recalled going to a bank and the suspects withdrawing money from her account. How'd they find out what her PIN number was? She was probably so drugged up she just told them. Yeah, honky tonk. Investigators would later use bank surveillance footage to help identify the suspects. According to the report, an officer recognized one of the suspects and found a photo of him and Farmer on Facebook. Farmer was identified as one of the men seen on surveillance footage inside the Jeep with the victim. After the victim was dropped off, the victim's debit card was used several times, including an $83.22 charge at a Shell gas station and $12 at Waffle House. Man, what about some raggedy motherfuckers? What about some raggedy, disgusting people in this world? Gonna do that type of shit to a woman, then go use her debit card to fucking eat out? Come on, dude. But he didn't do nothing, I bet. Call me up and tell me what you think about it. 615-348-5482. Those phone lines are open right now. 615-348-5482. Give a shout out to all my rebels in the house. Go bam. Thank y'all so much for being here. Definitely appreciate y'all. Boom Howard, Devin, Fonzie's in the house. Cat F's in the house as well. The usual suspects. Fion is a new welcome in the building. Make sure y'all show that person some love. Introduce yourselves and get to know each other because we're a nice community up in here. Sonia. Speak of the devil. Shout out to my moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Witchy's Cane Sword, Latina and Cali, and the beautiful Miss Sonia's scrapbook. Right on time. How you doing, young lady? I appreciate y'all being here. Sonia says the biggest threat to this nation, aka white supremacy, is at it again. Also, can the victim ultimately sue in a civil case and be awarded $5 million too? I wonder. Things that make you go, That's what I was thinking as I'm reading that article. I'm like, they got a hell of a lot more evidence than Trump had on him, and she's going to get paid. Where's this lady's money at? we're going to continue this madness on down the road. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. Here goes KJP walking away when she was asked about Joe Biden's reaction to the Durham report. Let's watch her run away. Shout out to the Gateway Pundit for this article. Karine Jean-Pierre walks away when asked about Joe Biden's reaction to the Durham report. On Tuesday, walked away when a reporter pressed her on Biden's reaction to the Durham report. Special counsel John Durham on Monday released his final report, concluding the FBI had no verified intel when it opened the Crossfire Hurricane investigation into Trump in 2016. Of course. In July 2016, Peter Strzok opened an counter-intel investigation into Trump's camp dubbed Crossfire Hurricane. Where to get these names from, man? What was the correlation there? Oh, I appreciate that, Phones. Phone says, congrats, Rebel. That sub count is growing fast. Dude, I got 1,499 right now. Let me see what I got. I wonder if we can get 1,500 by the end of this broadcast. I believe in y'all. I believe you can do it. Make sure you share this podcast show out with all your friends on your social media and whatnot. So they opened up the investigation dubbed Crossfire Hurricane on suspicions based on no evidence that the Russians had infiltrated Trump's circle. The CI investigation was based on lies conjured up by Hillary Clinton and her paid-for fake Russia dossier. Durham blasted Hillary Clinton for her plan to stir up a scandal against the U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump by tying him to Putin and the Russians' hacking of the Democratic National Committee. Joe Biden was also involved. Ho-ho. Hee-ho. Of course he was. Of course he was. According to John Durham's report, Hillary Clinton's plan to link Trump's campaign... Let me move this over so everybody can read it. To Russia was briefed by former CIA Director John Brennan to Barack Obama and Joe Biden in August 2016. You went to Durham today? Nice. I was born in a crossfire hurricane. Y'all crazy. The chat's crazy over there. What is the White House's reaction to the special counsel's Durham's report on how the FBI handled the Russia probe? A reporter asked KJP. Let's find out what she says.
What is the White House reaction to Special Counsel Durham's report on how the FBI handled the Trump-Russia probe?
I would leave it to the Department of Justice to speak to.
The President talks often about how he wants the DOJ and FBI to remain independent and above the fray. That report seems to reflect the opposite. Does he agree with Special Counsel Durham that there needs to be wholesale changes at the FBI?
Again, that is with the Department of Justice. That's not something that I'm going to speak from the podium. As you just stated in your question, we believe in an independent Department of Justice. That's what the President said when he was running, and that's what the President has said the last 2 years. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in Japan.
See ya. How convenient to just walk away and not answer any questions. Ain't that her job, to answer questions? But who am I? Who am I to ask people questions? What, are you trying to hold people accountable or something? You think that's your job or something? Let's watch this clip. From TDS to TRC, the Trump-Russian collusion Is there a disease the liberal Democrats don't suffer from in regards to President Trump?
Trump, Russian possible collusion. Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian possible collusion.
Trump, Russian possible.
Oh boy. My mouse is trying to act crazy right now. Had problems with it yesterday. About to make things go haywire. Let's move on to the next one before this thing gets me in trouble. Actually, give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Unmuted. Sorry about that, guys. Let's continue. Give me 1 second. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Aliens in the house. What's up, fool? Check this shit. Sorry about that, RIP headphone users. These illegals are underneath this damn bed liner on this truck. Check this shit out. They got a little secret compartment for them right there, just hanging out. They got blankies, a pillow. Got them all heat shield protected back there so they don't get too hot. Better get your dirty ass out of there. Look at them. Like, what the hell? They'll hide anywhere to come in this beast. To be fair, though, this is, they look like it's a foreign country, look like to me. Wild. Man, could you imagine driving that far? You just hanging out? I hope I get there. Hope you get there safe. Shoot. Oh, here's your boy while we're talking about Trump, too. Throwback clip for your boy Trump right here. Check this shit out. This a reporter asked him what would he choose, either love or money or a career. What would he take?
Do you think wealth corrupts?
Certainly can corrupt.
There are two things in life, love and work. If you had to choose one, if it was a life and death situation, which one would you choose?
I would probably choose love.
You would?
I think so, yes.
Despite the fact that you spend all your time working, achieving, creating.
The happiest people tend to be the people that are making a nice income, that really enjoy their life and their family life, and not the people of tremendous wealth that are constantly driven to achieve more and more success. You're expected to be a certain kind of a person, and maybe you're not necessarily cut out to be that kind of a person.
I want you to show me. That's your man Trump right there back in the day. He said he'd choose love. He's a romantic. Y'all didn't even know. Let's see what Fox News got to say about it. Jim Jordan's got an opinion on the whole Russia collusion thing.
Is our FBI politicized? Has it been weaponized? Because we did not hold these people accountable in 2016. They were very emboldened, it seems, in 2020, weren't they? At the FBI putting cinder blocks on the scales of that election, along with active CIA agents and former intel officials, right?
Well, Sean, think about it. In 2016, it was the Clinton campaign working with the FBI to go after President Trump and his election, his campaign. In 2020, it was 51 former CIA agents and intel officials working with the Biden campaign to do the same thing. So we've seen it twice now. One, it was the FBI. The second one, it was former intel officials, but the same objective, to go after President Trump and keep him from being president. This report was as tough as you could get. It said the Comey FBI failed to uphold its mission of fidelity to the law. Think about that. Failed to follow the laws, what it found. No evidence, no predicate, no evidence whatsoever to start this investigation. And then they talked about a trusted source who came to him and said, hey, this really looks like it's the Clinton campaign making it all up to go after President Trump. And they dismissed that evidence and they went after him nonetheless. That's how bad this is. That's what this report shows. And the only way we can hold them accountable is to go at the one thing that everybody cares about, the money. We have to look at the appropriation. That's the only leverage we ultimately have in Congress. We have to look at the power of the purse if we're ever going to get control of these agencies who did this not just once, but multiple times. How?
Wouldn't that be election interference, man? I mean, I'm not an expert at all, but you tell me. That seems like that's some interference, in my opinion. I don't know. Who am I? Shout out to Alien in the house. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you being here. Check out this crazy ass story. An Army officer says that a man with a long criminal history was squatting at her house in Atlanta while she was on active duty, and now she cannot evict him. Get the fuck out of here with this dumbass shit. I don't understand the squatter situation. How can this even be possible? U.S. Army officer is furious that the laws in Georgia won't allow her to evict a squatter who snuck into her home while she was on active duty. Records show the man has a long criminal history. Well, how come he ain't in jail, man? Lieutenant Colonel Dahlia Dayor spoke to WSB-TV about the nightmare she's enduring. She said that the squatter was discovered when her real estate agent went to the home in preparation to sell it to a buyer. So it was empty. It was going to be sold. But this fool's living there. He's not a tenant. He's a squatter. She said the man moved in without her knowledge or permission. Said I was beside myself. I felt violated. I had not been serving my country. Oh, had I not been serving my country, sorry. I would have been in my home. She was renting the home out in Atlanta because she was stationed in Chicago, Illinois. After spending $35,000 on a renovation, she says she was ready to sell and found a willing buyer. Got a cash offer, and it was under contract. Dior says that a man named Vincent Simon moved in before the sale was complete. He claims that he paid $19,000 up front for a lease and showed police a document that Dior says has a disconnected phone number. Police said it was a civil matter. Wow. Gardius is in the house. What's up, Gardius? Police said it was a civil matter, so Dior filed to have the man evicted, but he has a right to respond and have his case heard by a judge. Wow, come on, dude. I can't ask him to leave. I can't put him out. The police can't put him out. What justice is that? What? And if you go upside this motherfucker's head and remove him from your house, you'd be the one in trouble. Gotta get the fuck out of here. The TV station found out that Simon has a long criminal history, including convictions for guns, drugs, and theft charges. Why is he out, man? Why is he out? Don't make no damn sense. Dior also says she's witnessed the man moving large safes into her home. She has no choice but to let the eviction process work out. It could take weeks or months to complete. Wow. Why couldn't she just go over there and change the locks on that bitch? Go in there and change the locks and good luck getting back in there. Then you'd be breaking and entering, dumbass. Look what she said. I want to go shoot out the windows, turn off the water, cut the wires, but I can't. That's a crime. Law-abiding citizens don't do that. Wow. Y'all gonna get just taken over. I'm sorry. All this law-abiding shit, these criminals are gonna take y'all over, man, because the justice system ain't working. Let's see this video.
An Army officer says a squatter moved into her DeKalb County home while she was serving on active duty. And she only found out when a real estate agent was making final preparations to sell the house. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is here. And Justin, that's when they found out someone else had moved in.
Well, Linda, they already had a buyer. The house was under contract. But last week, a convicted criminal moved his things into the home, claiming he had a valid lease.
He's not a tenant. He's a squatter.
There are beware of dog signs in some windows, cardboard covering others. A car in the driveway of Lieutenant Colonel Dahlia DeRay's Ellenwood home in DeKalb County, where someone she's never met moved in without.
Man, that's a nice ass house too.
And won't leave.
I felt violated. Had I not been serving my country, I would have been in my home.
DeRay is full-time active duty command staff with the Army Reserves stationed in Chicago. She was renting her DeKalb County home, but after a $35,000 renovation, put it up for sale.
I got a cash offer. It was under contract.
And that's when she says this man, Vincent Simon, apparently moved in, claiming this was his lease, that he'd paid $19,000 up front for 6 months.
The police called the number that's on the lease. It doesn't exist.
DeRay went to police, who told her it was a civil matter. This week, she served Simon with eviction papers, but he has a right to respond and have the case heard by a judge.
I can't ask them to leave. I can't put them out.
Vincent Simon has a long criminal history, including convictions for guns, drugs, and theft charges. DeRay saw him moving giant safes into the house.
What's in them safes, man? And he's a smart dude. You figure that this is probably a scam that he learned when he was in the jail. Hey, man, all you need is this paperwork that says that you got a certain amount of money spent on it. You ain't even got to have evidence from your bank account to show where you spent that money on it. Put a fake phone number on there. You'd be good for at least 6 to 8 months. Do that several places all over fucking several states. You straight, man. Crazy as hell.
Mr. Simon, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. We went multiple times to the home to try to talk to Simon. Are you squatting in the home, Vincent, or did you rent it fair and square? DeRay says the sale of the home appears to be off. All she can do now is wait for the eviction process to play out.
I want to go shoot out the windows, turn off the water, cut wires, but I can't because there's a law called self-help. That's a crime. I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I can't do that.
Both DeKalb County Police and an official private process server served Simon with those eviction papers. He now gets 7 days to respond and can request a trial before a judge. So this process, it could take weeks or maybe even months, Justin.
I mean, there is so much, Justin, that is wrong with that. Hopefully this kind of investigation can result in some real change. Justin Gray, thank you.
Hell no, it's crazy as fuck. You got me fucked up. You got me. Fucked up. You crazy as hell. Got me all the way fucked up with that dumbass shit. There'll be another news report on that. Man done went wild upside this idiot's head trying to squat in his house. Next news story, please. Boom, Howard, you sent me that Martha Stewart situation. This right here is supposedly the new one on the 2023. Is it this one or is it Martha Stewart? Because I did see that one too. What do you think about this one? This is supposed to be the one. It's a dude though. 2023 Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition cover model is a biological man with fake boobs. I really hope men are done with Sports Illustrated. I never read the shit anyway, but the bikini portion was always the most famous. I mean, you watch sports on TV. Don't you get enough of that bullshit on TV? Now they're giving you this here. The Franken Beans. Franken Beans. Yeah, this is their actual tweet right here. As if being a Grammy award-winning artist and history maker wasn't enough, Kim Petras is now adding a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model to her list of accomplishments. Let's go check this shit out. Why is it history making? This person is a Grammy Award winner. Look like a dude right there. Got that strong jawline. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. They got the one beer ad. How they're praising women, saying that they created everything. And then you got this other ad right here where this person is the swimsuit model. That ain't a woman. They just replacing women. They just replacing them. Yeah, total cringe. Totally. It ain't just them either. It's Target too.
Children. The Daily Wire reports, quote, Target unveiled a number of clothing items and accessories, including apparel and books meant for babies and young children as part of the retail behemoth's latest Pride collection. In addition to the adult collection, which included a t-shirt emblazoned with the words queer, 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 a short-sleeved bright green boiler suit, and a hoodie which declares not a phase, the company offered several items meant for kids and babies. The store is selling onesies and small shirts with phrases like being proud and just be you and feel the love, as well as rainbow-colored leggings, tutu skirts, and jumpers. Target likewise offers bibs that say, I am proud of you always, rainbow sandals and swimwear, and socks with various LGBTQ-related themes. Shoppers with pets can purchase rainbow backpacks, chew toys, treats, leashes, collars, and cat scratchers. The retailer has garnered controversy for several years with Pride collections meant to commemorate the June LGBTQ festivals. Items sold last year included breast binders, packing underwear, and other offerings meant for self-identified transgender individuals, drawing backlash against the company.
Chest binders. Better get the fuck out of here.
I should also mention that they're along with, these products for kids, they're also selling LGBT children's books and all the rest of it. And if you go into a Target right now, you're going to see all that. As soon as you walk in the store, you're going to see all of that front and center, proudly on display. The chest binders and the packing underwear, those are items that are still on offer this year. Here's a video posted by somebody who seems to be trying to defend Target against claims that it's selling these kinds of things for children. So this is someone she's not upset about this, it seems. She's trying to defend Target. And but in the process of trying to defend Target, she actually exposes what Target is doing accidentally. Let's watch.
I'm sorry I chose you again. I just needed to do the bathing suit the last bit. I found the tuck bathing suits, the tuck-friendly bathing suits. So if you need a women's bathing suit and you have a little extra meat down there that you got to hide, you have one option. That is the only bathing suit that I found in the entire...
Excuse me? You got what down there you need to hide?
That it's selling these kinds of things for children. So this is someone she's not upset about this, it seems. She's trying to defend.
I think she said you got a little more extra meat down there to hide.
Target. And but in the process of trying to defend Target, she actually exposes what Target is doing accidentally. Let's watch.
I'm sorry I chose you again. I just needed to do the bathing suit the last bit. I found the tuck bathing suits, the tuck-friendly bathing suits. So if you need a women's bathing suit and you have a little extra meat down there that you got to hide, you have one option. That is the only bathing suit that I found in the entire store, and it's in the Pride section. It's not in the kids section, women's section, boys section, baby section. It is in the Pride section. It was the only one I could find. And I did have another adult with me checking all the tags so that I didn't have to stay in the store for 9 hours.
Okay, so tuck.
So they got a whole section of this bullshit. I can't even say at least it ain't in the kids section because it is that too. Who the fuck needs a tuck bathing suit anyway? What the fuck, dude? What's happening?
Friendly bathing suits, if you have, as she says, a little extra meat down there. But they aren't in the kids section, she hastens to add. They're in the Pride section. They're not in the kids section. It's just the Pride section that they've set up right in the front of the store. Which may be true, but we can also clearly see that the bathing suits, though not in the kids section.
Fawn says big meat or little meat. Dude, that's the key question right there. Is it big meat or little meat?
Are available in kids sizes. Either those are sizes for kids or for very, very, very small adults. Which I guess is the excuse they're going to go with. No, this is not. This is just for extremely undersized adults. I mean, you could buy it for your kid, but that's not what it's meant for. That's obviously what it's meant for. Which means that if you're a parent who wants to dress your son up like a girl and put him in a girl's bathing suit, Target has items especially tailored to those, quote, needs. Now, it should go without saying that this is far, far worse than anything Bud Light did. Target is specifically marketing products for children and putting them on display right in the front of their stores for all to see. Target is actively trying to recruit kids into the LGBT camp. And Target feels safe doing this even after the Bud Light fiasco because they assume that they can, for one thing, rely on the ubiquity of their brand to cover them. There are Targets everywhere. Of course, Target isn't just, it's not just one product in the refrigerated section of the grocery store that you can walk past and get another product. No, they sell all kinds of items from clothing to groceries and everything in between. So to cut them out, to boycott Target, would require a level of discipline and sacrifice on the part of consumers. Now,
dude, again, this shit ain't targeted toward me, but is that something necessary kids got to have now? Tuckwear? Fuck out of here.
It's only a very small amount of discipline and only the meagerest sacrifice, but still it's more than what was required to ditch Bud Light. So that's the problem Bud Light ran into, is that they discovered that they are incredibly expendable and we can ditch them and you could buy a different beer and there's really no sacrifice at all. It requires no extra effort. It's just opening the refrigerator at the gas station and rather than reaching over there for a different beer. That's all. That's the only effort. And lots of people were willing to do that. But for Target, what they're counting on is that it's not quite so easy, because if you have a Target right down the street and it's got everything that you need and you're a busy parent or something, if you decide I'm not going to go to Target, that might mean that rather than driving 12 minutes down the street, now you got to drive 17 minutes down the street to go to a different store. And that's at least more of a sacrifice than is required to not drink Bud Light anymore. But still, Target needs our business. It needs the business of the people that it is angering intentionally with its...
I don't know why people ain't protesting this bullshit. They protest everything else.
LGBT indoctrination. And now it's essentially calling...
I ain't telling you what to do with a bleach bottle, but it does things to clothing.
Our bluff. The company is making the assumption that we will be satisfied with our victory over Bud Light and kind of, leave it there. We have that one trophy on the wall, and they're assuming, and just like many other corporations come Pride Month, they're going to assume that we're going to be satisfied with that. It's not an unreasonable assumption. Even with Bud Light, there was a sizable contingent of conservatives who said that we should ignore that issue. They said that they were tired of hearing about it. It's just a culture war distraction, they complained. Let's focus on the economy and taxes instead. If multi-billion-dollar corporations are actively trying to brainwash and recruit our children into the LGBT cult, why should that matter? What difference does the culture make anyway? The answer is that it makes all the difference. As I've tried to explain recently on this show and many other times, the culture is the stuff that our country is made of. It's what we are all living in. It's what our children are inheriting from us. And now they are inheriting a society where major corporations celebrate LGBT pride by selling chest binders and tucking bathing suits. We do have the power to put a stop to it. It only takes a little bit of discipline and the tiniest amount of sacrifice. Corporations who cross the line to this egregious extent should be made to pay for it.
Yep.
And that is a penalty that we can extract, because there are millions and millions and millions of Americans in this country who are disgusted by this, who do not want to, they don't want to have the rainbow stuff vomited all over them the moment that they walk into a store. They especially don't want that to happen when they're bringing their kids with them into the store, as so many parents do. And if even a sizable minority of those millions said, you know what, I'm not shopping at Target anymore, I'm done with it, that would be a major blow to that company, because they need our business.
Yep.
This is a punishment that we can impose. You just have to put in the effort and understand why it's important.
Boom, Howard, did you go to the Chez Target in our town? I haven't been there in a really long time. Is that the same shit going on down there? Oh, now Blues Clues don't cross the line. What'd they do? Not the Blues Clues. They have a beaver at the top. They have a beaver that had top surgery. What the hell? What? What's going on here? Yeah, I saw Kim Garner's bitch ass was in the news. We're going to move on to the next story. You haven't been there? I wonder if they got the same shit there. And even if they don't, you need to boycott that bitch. Everybody boycott Target. The Shea Target. I saw Kim Garner's bitch ass. She's out. She quits, leaving office 2 weeks early. Oh, so sad. So sad for you. About an hour before a hearing in the Quo Warranto case to remove her from office, Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner announced her resignation effective immediately. Give me 1 second. Boom Howard's texting me something. Oh, is this the Beavers? The Blues Clues Beavers? Yeah, I saw the give me 1 second, I'll pull this beast up here. Boom, there it is right there. So this is on Blues Clues now. They got all the rainbow shit. They got all the transient shit. I mean, you want to talk about cults, dude. Is this shit a cult? MKJ on Rumble says she still needs to stand for that contempt order. Oh, dude, she needs to go straight up to jail, man. Like, she's leaving too early. Not early enough, in my opinion. Yeah, so the Transformers is woke as hell, too. You ain't seen that bullshit yet? Man, oh my God. This replacement mouse is stupid as hell. I don't like it. Garner had previously announced she'd leave the office on June 1st, but she previously also said that you ain't gonna get me out. You're gonna have to take me out. There ain't no way I'm going anywhere. I'm gonna put my logos on this motherfucker. Nothing. What's going on here today? Boom, there it is right there. Make sure y'all follow me on all these alternative platforms. Rebel WOA Reason over on Twitter. Same handle on Instagram. Even though it's just for girls, we're over there too. Is Instagram only for the girls? I know there's a lot of memes and shit over there. That's what I hear. It's only for sissy girls. Garner's office said in a statement that she's been working with St. Louis County prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell to ensure a comprehensive transition plan is in place to handle the cases that prioritizes public safety. Bitch, please. Just leave. Nobody needs your assistance any longer. It's over. Yeah, dude. She didn't show up to a couple of court appearances. I saw that. And the judge was pissed, boy. He was going through the line. How come she ain't here? Oh, so what capacity are you here for? Is she your boss? She's the boss at your office? You take orders from her? And he's like, yes, sir. He's like, why is your boss not here? Boy, he was tearing him up. Bell has been spotted at the circuit attorney's office downtown today. Garner's statement continued effective immediately. Kim Garner will end her service as the City of St. Louis circuit attorney. She's been committed to serving the blah, 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 blah. Shut up. I wouldn't give a damn. This bitch needs to leave. Your services are no longer required. Bye-bye. Peace out. Going back to the Trump shit. Here goes old Shifty Schiff making his lying statement. He knew he was lying when he said this shit.
I remember, and I told you the story where they walked out, where Adam Schiff, the crooked guy, such a crooked guy, little Adam Schiff, he walks out, Shifty Schiff, he walks out to the press. He wasn't supposed to because he was in a meeting of so-called intelligence, right? But he walks out to the press and he says, Donald Trump Jr. will go to jail for life for what he's done here. And he knew it was a phony thing. He's saying that a young man has to go to jail for life because of what he did on Russia. And he knew that it was a hoax. Think of how bad you have to be. I remember, and I told you the story where they walked out.
So he's saying Trump Jr. should have went to jail? Like, come on, man. Where the hell's Hunter Biden's laptop at? All that bullshit. Mark Levine's going to talk about it here. Let's watch this video.
The Republican Party needs to understand something, as do the American people. This massive federal edifice that's been built in Washington, D.C., works for the Democrat Party. It's an appendage of the Democrat Party. When we have Republican presidents, they sabotage the Republicans. They'll investigate them. They'll leak against them. When we have Democrat presidents, you don't see that kind of behavior. In fact, they enlist the massive bureaucracy to issue regulations and rules and to sick their political opponents. This report right here, the Dorm report, is actually very, very important because it gives the official seal to what is the American Stasi. At every step of the way, this FBI ignored evidence, did not get corroborating evidence, had no evidence, did everything it could to protect Hillary Clinton, and did everything it could to destroy Donald Trump. It falsified information. They were told not to take notes. They had no basis whatsoever for unleashing their investigation. This country went through this for over 2 years. It sparked the Mueller investigation. And Donald Trump is a victim, and he's the greatest victim in American political history. And here's the problem, America. This same FBI edifice is in place right now. Christopher Wray is a fool. He is a bureaucrat. He does not understand that the Constitution puts congressional oversight ahead of sources and methods. He is just as bad as the guy before him. It's just a disaster what's going on over there. We now have a U.S. attorney dressed up as a special counsel going after Donald Trump again. That document case didn't have to be criminalized. That's ridiculous. To have a warrant to send down a SWAT team to Mar-a-Lago, none of that was necessary. That all could have been negotiated. This whole thing about January 6th, in terms of another grand jury to see if Donald Trump was trying to prevent the peaceful transition, it's ridiculous. It was Donald Trump who offered 10,000 armed National Guardmen to protect that building. That should be evidence enough to say, you know what, it's ridiculous to be investigating him. So they're not done. And the Republicans on Capitol Hill need to understand this administration, this FBI, this Department of Justice is targeting them. And they're not going to submit themselves to oversight. So what do? Well, they can litigate it, but they need to do everything they can to slash the FBI's budget. It's too big. It is a massive police state operation. It's like the Stasi. They're into everything and anything they want to be. They're into Twitter, for God's sakes. They're after parents. They're after the Catholic Church. They're after pro-lifers. The only thing they're not doing is their damn job, like prosecuting Democrats who won't enforce the law on the border and so forth. So I just want to make it abundantly clear. The reason why the Democrats will fight to the end, even push this country into a depression, in a default, is because they need that money to fund this edifice, the federal government. and they want to expand it, and they want to create more programs, and they want to hire more employees, 87,000 IRS agents. Why do you think they want to hire 87,000 IRS agents? For good government? No, to unleash them on the rest of us. This is the problem that we have right now in this country. And when it comes to the FBI is no good. It's gone rogue. It won't even submit to oversight. We have a whistleblower who says there's a document in the FBI that says that Joe Biden took bribes. That's the president of the United States, for God's sakes. Now, if the bureaucracy, if it were Donald Trump as president, the bureaucracy would leak it, right? Just like they leaked his tax returns. But in this case, you cannot allow a director of the FBI who's not even in the Constitution, who's not subject to votes by the American people, to say, I've got sources and methods. Yeah, we got your sources and methods here too, pal. Here's the report. And your sources and methods are corrupt. Your sources and methods violate the Constitution. And your sources and methods, they're still there. The bureaucracy's still there. He says we fixed it all. No, you didn't. Why'd you send a SWAT team to Mar-a-Lago? You didn't fix a damn thing. Why are you violating attorney-client privilege by going in front of Obama judges? Why are you doing all sorts of things at the FBI against American citizens? Monitoring them, keeping files on them. We have the Inspector General who said they had 1 million FISA warrants. Sorry, it was an error. What the hell? That's crazy. So the FBI needs to have their budget slashed. It needs to be broken down and rebuilt. And it needs to have complete oversight by the Congress of the United States. And notice one other thing, Sean. The Democrats are perfectly fine with a Stasi because it's their Stasi. The New York Times, the Washington Post, you know, what are they going to do? Turn back their Pulitzers? They're perfectly fine with the Stasi, too. It is only we conservatives anymore who believe in civil liberties. Trust me on this. It's true. That's it. I'm done. The Republican Party needs to...
Yeah, that's your boy, Levine right there. He ain't lying, man. If that shit, the shoe was on the other foot, they would break their damn neck to put that shit out about Trump. But you can't find nothing on Biden, though. Anybody that was connected to him, gone. Anybody that was a witness to something, gone. Deleted. Exiled. Missing. Yeah, and refresh my memory. Am I wrong in assuming that that whole Durham report was supposed to solidify their whole Russian collusion thing, but it ended up backfiring and saying, hey, man, it was y'all fools that did that shit. Trump didn't have nothing to do with it. Am I right in assuming that? Let me know in the chat below. Let me know in them comments. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. We're going to keep on rolling. 9 or 10 of those fools are missing. Yep. Need a Mark Levine remix, Devin. There's several of these we need to go back and put some mixes on them. There was one at the beginning, Sonny, that was good with that damn Miller Lite commercial. You know what to do. Boomhauer, here's your boy, man. Bill Lee signed off on additional protections for gun and ammunition dealers, manufacturers, and sellers against lawsuits within a bill that lawmakers passed after a Daley school shooting in March. This is Tennessee Governor Bill Lee right here. And watch how News Channel 5... They some left-handed idiots over there, too. Watch how they do. After the school shooting, Tennessee governor signs bill to shield gun firms further against lawsuits. See how they do that? Like, oh, my God, school shootings and they want to protect guns, people? Oh, no. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, that's Boomhauer's boy, has signed off on additional protections for gun and ammunition dealers, manufacturers, sellers against lawsuits within a bill that lawmakers passed after the school shooting in March. The Republican governor quietly signed the legislation Thursday. Was he supposed to be yelling while he's doing it? I'm signing legislation. He did it awful quietly, like nobody's supposed to know. Hush, hush. Hush, hush. See how biased they are over here? The Republican governor. Quietly signed it into legislation Thursday. Its provisions kick in on July the 1st. The state Senate gave final passage on the bill in mid-April, just a few weeks after the March 27th shooting. Nobody cares. If you don't give a fuck about releasing the manifesto, I don't give a fuck about how y'all just keep putting it up there over and over again, how shit happened. Oh, and I got another story for y'all. The school is actually blocking the manifesto now. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. The House passed it before the shooting. See, the House passed it before the shooting, so what's the problem? I'm not going to read all this filler. That's just all propaganda filler on the rest of that shit. But yeah, we're going to get into it. They're actually blocking it now. Here it is right here. Nashville Covenant School files a motion to stop the release of the Manifesto. Court filing made by the Covenant School's legal team on Monday seeks to intervene in ongoing lawsuits that demand the public release of the shooter Audrey Hale's writings. The National Police Association and Tennessee Firearms Association have separately filed suits against the city with the same objective. These lawsuits emerged as the Metro Police Department was in the process of reviewing the writings referred to as a manifesto to determine their potential for public disclosure. The school argues the release of the information could pose security and safety risks for the school, its staff, and students. Why would that be? Because it had detailed maps on how to get in there and take care of business? Allegedly. The outcome of the case could hinder our public ability, or our ability to protect our interest in the privacy of our employees and students. Right. Yeah, so there you go. With all these lawsuits happening, you're probably never going to see that thing. Let me do something right now. I'm going to put a poll up right now. You let me know. Will we ever see the school shooters manifesto? Will you ever see the manifesto? Yes or no? You tell me. You tell me what you think. We'll check that at the end of the broadcast. Let's move on to the next one here. This one from Cyber Atiba. Breaking deadly, the attack on the U.S. convoy in Nigeria today killed 4 people, including 2 personnel from the U.S. consulate and 2 police officers. U.S. officials have confirmed that the White House confirmed after White House John Kirby tried to downplay it, saying that there were no U.S. citizens were hurt. Yeah, they were not U.S. citizens, but they were U.S. staffers, he says. The attackers set their vehicles on fire after murdering them. It took place in Anambra State in eastern Nigeria, where presidential candidate Peter Obi hails from. He lost the 2023 presidential election. There's been massive outrage there ahead of the inauguration of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who hails from western Nigeria. His inauguration is in 2 weeks on May 29th. According to the Nigerian constitution, it's not clear the massacre is connected to any presidential outrage following an election many said was massively rigged and is being challenged in court. Say it ain't so, Joe. Why Joe Biden letting all of our people die, man? SC in the house. What up, fool? Hey, yo, sidetrack here. We're going to sidebar. Owen Benjamin posted this of somebody showing his dad's gardening hack used for planting seeds for years. He dropped seeds through a PVC pipe to save yourself from crouching down. I mean, that is so simple. And, like, why didn't I think of that? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You bending over, breaking your damn back when everybody could just have a PVC and doing it, dropping it right down into the hole for you. You can make a hole with it. Everything. Sidetracked. Check out this crazy ass story. 9-year-old girl was abducted in 2017 by her non-custodial mother. She's now been found in Asheville after she was featured on a Netflix Unsolved Mysteries reboot. Did y'all know they rebooted Unsolved Mysteries? I had no idea. Let's see if they get a video for us to watch it. Nope, it's a news story. Kayla Unbrahan, who was abducted by her mother on the left from South Elgin, Illinois in 2017, been found in Asheville, North Carolina. That's crazy. I like that Unsolved Mysteries, man. They get some shit done. Did I ever cover the boy that saved his sister with the slingshot? No, I didn't see that. I'll click on that and see. Shout out to Krabby Turtle over there on Rumble for giving me this story. I appreciate you, sir. Teen boy saves his sister from kidnapping with a slingshot.
Or on your own property that you would be concerned about something like this. But it just goes to show that there's evil out there, and it can find anybody anywhere.
And it did. Wednesday afternoon, police say an 8-year-old girl in a rural area of Alpena Township, just south of the city, was hunting for mushrooms in her backyard when she felt someone grab her.
The suspect had come through the woods onto her property and came from behind her, grabbed her like you'd see in the movies, hand over the mouth, arm around the waist, and was attempting to pull her into the woods.
Grimshaw says that's when the girl's older brother, just 14 years old, saw something happening outside. He grabbed a slingshot and whatever ammunition he could find and fired 2 shots. One to the head, another to the chest of the alleged kidnapper, and his sister was able to get away.
I mean, he really is the one that that I believe saved his sister's either life or from something seriously bad happening to her.
Hell yeah.
You know, for a 14-year-old to see that and to pop into action that quickly is extraordinary, and he should be commended for it.
Troopers say they found the suspect, a 17-year-old boy, hiding in a gas station later that day.
17-year-old boy.
I know it'll sound probably somewhat funny the way it comes out, but it's not meant to be that way. But what he did also helped us to identify who the suspect was, because obviously he had injuries from getting hit with a slingshot, and those were things that helped us evidentiary-wise to identify who it was. So that was very valuable too.
In the meantime, Grimshaw says to hold your kids close and all.
You should have took that damn eye out. That would have been funny as hell, showing up at the hospital with your eye gone. What happened to you, son? Oh, I was trying to kidnap somebody, and her brother hit me in the eye with a slingshot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Devin, David, and Goliath in that piece. Dude, that Unsolved Mysteries beat, though. Boom, doom, boom, king, doom, ding, boom, boom, doom, boom, king, doom, ding, ding. That shit was the bomb back then, boy. Watch the hell out of some Unsolved Mysteries. Don't watch that shit with the lights off, though. You'd be like, ooh. Scary. Moving on, we're moving on. Marjorie Taylor Greene rips the U.S. Attorney for District of Columbia, who is prosecuting innocent January 6 protesters, but refuses to prosecute real D.C. crimes. Then she introduces articles of impeachment on him. Let's watch this fire.
Already abuse your position by maliciously prosecuting at least 1,000 people from January 6th, but you recently announced that you're going to arrest at least 1,000 more. Let me remind everyone the manner in which you go about your January 6th prosecutions. A man named Matthew Perna, who had no criminal record, peacefully entered the Capitol through an open door on January 6th. He stayed inside roughly 20 minutes. He didn't assault anyone, not a police officer, anyone. He didn't damage any property. He fully cooperated with the FBI and eventually pled guilty to all charges. But right before his sentencing, you, Mr. Graves, asked the judge for more time to object to the pre-sentence report, by the way, while you weren't prosecuting many of the crimes in D.C. This was so that you could ask for at least a few more years in prison for the guy that walked around in the Capitol for 20 minutes, not assaulting anyone. And this is what you've done repeatedly, over and over, for those who've pled or have been convicted on January 6th. Well, 2 weeks later, Matthew Perna hung himself in his garage, Mr. Graves. He was 37 years old. On March 9th, 2022, you dropped the case against Matthew Perna because he was dead. The time for weaponizing the Department of Justice needs to come to an end. And because you refuse to prosecute real criminals that are violating all the crimes here in Washington, D.C., and you want to talk about D.C. residents, they are victims of your abuse of power. And because of that, I am introducing articles of impeachment on you, Mr. Graves, and I yield back the remainder of my time.
Boom, bitch. Take that shit. Take that, fool. Should let him have it. She let his ass have it. I hope they do impeach those fools. You know they ain't gonna do nothing, though. They like to get up there and talk. Talk, 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 talk. Watch this guy right here. This dude is, this is a live fire training exercise with the police officers. And this is an instructor running back and forth in front of them as they're firing. This is crazy as hell, dude. I understand the sentiment, believe me. The same amount of money that they're paying this dude, couldn't they get a automated one, or at least somebody could stand over in the corner with a little clothesline on some pulleys and just pull that shit to go back and forth there as they're doing it? Be a hell of a lot less dangerous, I'll tell you that shit. Crazy. I guess he did draw the short straw from us. So what they did, they drew straws to say, hey, I ain't going out there. Let's draw straws on it. Let's watch Riley Gaines describe her interaction with big dick Leah Thomas. The rudder.
A 6'4", he's actually taller than 6'1". A 6'4" male walks in, disrobes, and is fully intact with male genitalia while we're simultaneously undressing as 18 to 22-year-old girls, and we could do nothing about it. I actually immediately left the locker room, and I went up to one of the officials on the pool deck, and I said, how is this allowed to happen? I understand the guidelines for the competition, but what are the guidelines in regards to the locker room? And he looks at me and word for word says, oh, we actually got around this by making the locker rooms unisex, so it's not a big deal. And I thought about that, and unisex. So this meant that any man could have walked into our locker room, not just a self-identifying female. Any man, any coach, any parent, any official, any man who wanted to would have had full access to, and bare minimum, we weren't forewarned. And actually, Leah Thomas's teammates who dealt with this every single day all year, when they expressed their discomfort to their administration and they sent an email, and I swear I have a screenshot of their response, their administration responded back with, if you feel uncomfortable seeing male genitalia, here's some counseling resources that you should seek. And that's the general consensus of what's happening around the country, which is why I felt it necessary to get in front of colleges and speak. I think it's so important to engage people my age, 22 years old, to understand what's happening, because that's not what you're hearing in the media.
Sick, man. So they made it unisex. Any dude that had his Bojangles hanging out there could do whatever he wanted, just walk right in that beast and with his Franks and Beans hanging out. Frank and Beans. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you a picture I made. A tribute, as it were. They took it down. Oh, let's try Instagram. They might have taken it down if I don't remember if I posted this shit on YouTube or not. Got it on Instagram though. Let me check it out. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. You'll get to see all kind of fun stuff I post over there. Like this motherfucker right here. There's your Leah Thomas right there. Leah the Rudder Thomas. Representing the quote unquote female swimming persuasion. Get you some of that on Instagram. That's that Rebel WOA reason over there. You can also follow me on Twitter. It's that same handle. Follow me on YouTube at The Real Rebel Without a Reason. And follow me on Rumble at Rebel Without a Reason. We're about to jump over to Rumble in just a few minutes. Everybody just hang tight. Getting close to the end of the YouTube show. Make sure you also check out that rebelwithoutareason.com. So you can get all your fun merchandise and whatnot with all types of different colors and everything on these shirts and additional clothing options. That's at rebelwithoutareason.com. Get yours today.
A 6'4". He's actually.
Excuse me. We're done with that. Yeah, check out Byron Donalds putting this racist beast in her place.
Of a person that said things like that might be incongruent with the mission of the CBC?
First of all, whatever the president said in the past has nothing to do with this discussion at all. I think.
Well, you've defended. You've defended
please
him.
don't cut me off. I have not cut you off in this interview. Please do not do that to me. Thank you. As a black man in America, I'm allowed to have my own thoughts on who I choose to support and who I choose not to support. I think that it's important whether you're talking about the Congressional Black Caucus or the Florida State Legislative Black Caucus or the National Caucus of State Black Legislators, organizations I have been a part of in the past. My support of President Trump has been consistent, but at the same time, I've had the ability to advocate for issues, ideas, proposals, and funding that have helped the Black community in my state. You're talking to somebody who my first 3 years in college was at Florida A&M and HBCU. So whether my support for President Trump, whether it's for or against, is irrelevant. That has nothing to do with this discussion. This is whether the ideology of somebody who is conservative is welcome in the Congressional Black Caucus.
He shut that ass down quick. What's up, Anna from Texas? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, pal. Check this shit out. The illegals are being give favorable treatment over veterans, so somebody made a nice little display for them. Got the Purple Heart there. Joe Biden's stupid ass face on there. Got your "You're welcome" on there. Dog tags.
Hey folks, as promised, I'm out here in front of City Hall, bringing attention to the scumbags that piss on our veterans. They suck up the milk and honey and piss on them. From the president to the mayor of this New York City. These two men are living the American dream. One's the president of the United States, the other's the mayor of the biggest city. And they piss on these veterans that gave them this life. This is how we treat them. You throw them out. The homeless veterans, you kick them out because you're making an extra $90 for illegal immigrants to house. These veterans ain't worth $90 fucking dollars. This is a fucking travesty.
Yeah, they went there on that shit. They got the veteran's body laid out there with the sword in his back, representing the backstabbing from the Biden administration. That was a powerful piece right there. You motherfuckers like art. There you go, some art for you. They always talk about it's art. It's art. Mm-hmm. It sure is. All right, so you want to know what the Tucker situation was all about? James O'Keefe got that footage. You know how they do. Let's watch this video of this guy spilling the beans about what happened when Tucker really got fired.
$144 million to settle that Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company. What happened with that? Like,
they gave him money, and part of it, they say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
It was part of the settlement. Yeah, he was ousted. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers, I guess.
Well, it's either the Pillow Guy or it's brought to you by Pfizer, right? It's like,
it's big pharma.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like we would do all this stuff about COVID vaccines, and we're getting money from Pfizer.
We're getting what?
And we're getting money from Pfizer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
big pharma, big tech.
You know, you're talking about like the shady players, like your buddy Michael Rosa, like
that. He's the one who's crafting Dominion's.
Look at that shirt.
That's a whole story in and of itself.
OMG News has obtained incendiary footage of a Fox News producer talking about Tucker Carlson's departure, the Dominion settlement, and the influence that advertisers and pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer have over the embattled network.
Fox News Media, America's news, and much more.
$144 million to settle that Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company. Yeah. How did what happened with that? Like,
they gave him money. That wasn't part of it. They say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
As part of the settlement.
Well, so did Tucker leave, or did you guys part ways, or Tucker was ousted?
Yeah, he was ousted. Well, he brought up things that cost him a lot of money.
Cost the company a lot of money?
Yeah, and that was part of it. Like, he was going to go after his whole thing about January 6th was, it was an inside job, but he went after this guy, Reyes, he said was an FBI agent on the inside.
Right.
Encouraged it. And he was going to go on the air and what that guy said on 60 Minutes. And the Murdochs were like, not going to happen. The other thing with Tucker that is interesting is everyone's like, are losing so many viewers and money. Like, well, actually, there were a bunch of advertisers that said we're not going to advertise that 8 o'clock hour. So now that he's gone, they're starting to come back.
Sean, a Fox News insider, says that not only Tucker's reporting on January 6th cost the network a lot of money and made the Murdochs unhappy, but Sean goes on to talk about the pressures of advertising and the influence of Big Pharma on the embattled network.
Yeah, it's Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like we were doing all this stuff about COVID vaccines and we're getting money from Pfizer.
We're getting what?
When you say that we take money from Pfizer, what did you mean by that?
I never said we took money from Pfizer. I think you're putting words in my mouth.
You said, quote,
and we're getting money from Pfizer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Big Pharma, Big Tech.
Dude, you're describing to me like the nature of the narratives, right? Like, we have BlackRock and Vanguard who own everybody, right? They own CNN, MSNBC, Fox, you name it. That's what I was talking about, the self-censorship narrative.
Corporate media interest. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers.
BlackRock and Vanguard are in your ear. They're like, you can only say up until this point of what the truth is, and then you have to start pushing propaganda.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, it's across the board kind of like that, or you don't want to piss off an advertiser.
Sean also told us about his buddy Mike LaRosa, who, according to his Twitter account, was the press secretary for Jill Biden. Michael LaRosa is now working for a PR company called Penta, whose primary client happens to be Dominion Voting. Sean says that no one has put this together. Well, we're certainly glad that Sean put it together for OMG and all of you.
You look at those little connects and you're like, someone who worked for the Biden White House was literally crafting the message for Dominion. So you're like, of course. So he left working for Joe Biden to start this PR firm or work with this firm whose sole client was Dominion doing their cause. It's like right from the White House to go defend Dominion. So wow. When you know those little moving parts, you're like, everyone's shitty.
Well, so
left the White House to literally go take down the news outlet that was being unfavorable to his boss. No one's talking about that.
You know, you're talking about like the shady players, like your buddy Michael Rosa. Like, what is, you know, like it's kind of public out there that he's like at this Penta group. He worked for Joe Biden.
No one's put it together.
He said he was pulling the strings. What did you exactly mean by that? You know, like with
this, that he's the one who's crafting Dominion's message to the public. That he's running their
to who?
To the media.
To the media.
But no one's picking up on the fact that here's someone who used to work for Joe Biden.
Joe or Joe? Or both?
Worked in the administration.
Worked in the administration.
Going after a voting company. Working with a voting company that takes down Fox's segment. That's a whole story in and of itself.
I also spoke to Sean myself on the phone while I was filmed, the undercover journalist recording in Washington, D.C., while I was recording back here at headquarters, and you can see Sean's reaction for yourself.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, Sean. This is James O'Keefe.
Dude, this shit meta as a motherfucker. Look at this shit. James O'Keefe is calling in to the date right here. They're having the date with the guy while he's undercover. His undercover guy is sitting right here in front of this dude. This is hilarious.
OMG. We'd like your comment on some of the things that you said.
Yeah, I was with him the Thursday before he was fired, and we were talking about him having lunch and such with the Murdochs.
He spoke to me. It was very cordial. However, the public has a right to know this information. It involves advertising. It involves the Fourth Estate. It involves how we get our information in society.
Well, I promise you that you said these words, and in terms of the context.
But do I work in advertising here? No.
Okay.
So just talk to someone who doesn't know necessarily the full picture here, okay?
So you want me to tell my audience that you don't work in advertising?
Yeah, I don't.
Go to our website, fill out our form. We will ship a camera to you, and you too can sit across the table at a restaurant from a subject and record them. We need more people recording. And listen again to that voice.
You hear that right there, folks? Go to O'KeefeMediaGroup.com to get your little hidden cameras in case you want to do some hidden camera adventures and undercover journalism. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Rebel. It's Alien Spaceship.
What's up, man?
So, today I found some important mail that got lost over at my grandma's house, and I was looking for that for a long time. And also, I was eating some of the corn.
Hell yeah, I bet it was nice.
Yes, and yes. Also, I will say that I think it's ridiculous with what's going on with the Blues Clues thing, because I used to watch that when I was young. I think it's really creepy that they're targeting the children.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere now, dude.
Yeah. And I remember from yesterday seeing some news that today I think Biden was talking about something today. Something was going on in D.C. today, and it was going to cause some issues with stocks and stuff. And have you heard about what they're doing today in D.C.?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so, basically, they were going to talk about some stuff, and I saw the article, and I don't quite recall it, but I have to go back and look, and it was going to cause some fluctuations, and I think it did do that. And basically everything that the Democrats are doing, it's causing the country to have more problems with the economy and with inflation and everything else.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
Right. And I think, these days with the transgender people, it's crazy, because it's like, I think I'm able to tell the difference, but I wonder if they're going to edit themselves in a way where it's going to be very hard to tell. Do you think it'll come to that, or do you think there'll always be obvious signs?
Oh, dude, they're there now. Some of them are pretty damn convincing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're face to face, I would like to think you could tell, but I mean, you've been fooled before just looking on TV. You've got like that Sports Illustrated model earlier that looked like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, until you see other photos and you get to catch that jawline, or you get that Adam's apple.
Yes. And also, seeing so many of the companies going woke, because you were displaying something that some new company went out there and put a woke ad out. It was some magazine or something. And I mean, more of them are doing this, and I feel, it's just going to cause people to lose more business for their companies if they go woke.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep continuing to do it, though. We need to stay firm on those boycotts and totally destroy these fools financially so they'll learn to stop doing this crap.
Right. Now, with Target, I think that was the one you showed, but I don't quite recall exactly what Target did.
Oh, they had a whole section over there of Pride stuff with tuck bathing suits for kids.
Oh, I remember now. You did show that. Now, I don't understand the tuck bathing suits. What does that mean exactly?
That means you got your meat and 2 veg and you want to tuck it away and pretend like you're a girl.
I know it's you explained it perfectly fine. I'm just thank you for telling me that, but I just don't. I know what it is, but it's hard for me to fathom it because it's just such a clown world.
Yep, and I think that particular garment kind of helps facilitate that. You know what I mean? It might make it easier for you to hide your unmentionables. And they're kids, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? I don't understand. Well, I mean, we understand, but you know, it's
right.
It's unfathomable.
Right. Yeah, and I think another thing is that maybe certain groups and certain people could be funding these things and funding businesses to do that. So I think maybe the businesses are being funded by some other groups that are supporting wokeism so that they're getting money from those people to cut the losses from the other consumers. So say the consumers stop buying it, but this other group maybe is funding them, so they're getting the money either way. So that would be an explanation why so many people are so dedicated to this woke cause, because Boomhauer was just mentioning in the chat a little while ago how Transformers is going gay, and I remember watching it when I was young and with my friends down the street, you know, the movies and stuff, and they're very good. And I think that they had patriotism in the earlier ones, like the movies, but now it looks like that has even been corrupted.
Yeah, you're right. They did have patriotism on there because that was a little bit after the 9/11 stuff. I think when the first one came out, so they were pushing it kind of hard. And that's how movies do, you know what I mean? They turn with the tide of whatever the social fad is at the time, you know what I mean? They don't really care about anything that's happening. They're just pushing whatever's popular, trying to make that money.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they think it's something lucrative, and it just shows you and everybody else in the chat and everybody watching how they don't really have morals or a certain value. They just go along with whatever makes them the most money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also looking at some stuff about the Civil War and the different flags and stuff, because there was all kinds of different flags in the South and different things like that. That was some other stuff that I was looking into.
Cool. Well, I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
I'll be done in one moment. And, you know, I feel that we're in a civil war now. It's like a civil war now with the left.
Yeah, it is for sure, dude. I mean, and their fight to the end. You can see how they have no, like you said, morals or values. They don't care about babies. They don't care about old people. All they care about is themselves, and they'll do anything to get their agenda going.
Yeah, and it's like the Russian Civil War and other civil wars that happen in Venezuela and Cuba, where the communists, you know, and the cultural Marxists in Germany and different places. It's more like that than a civil war between like the North and the South. But it does have to do with government and states and businesses. That is still there. But we're dealing with a foreign influence between the right and the left, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, they're totally compromised. In this report that they came out with today, that Durham kind of solidified all that. I mean, everybody is corrupt. If Trump can go to jail, or I'm sorry, if he can get sued for $5 million, and I understand that's a civil case, with with zero evidence, zero witnesses, they've got documentation, a federal report that they were trying to solidify to say, hey, this is really what happened. Trump really did do Russian collusion. We did a whole report about it to try to make sure it was true, to prove it, and they just totally disproved the whole damn thing.
Right. Yeah, because basically, you know, because the thing with Trump is I remember studying about him later on, and I always liked Trump when I was little. And, you know, I used to watch him on TV and see him in movies and stuff, and see him in the wrestling. And then at some point when he's trying to defend the country from these people that he knows of because he was in their social circles. He wasn't one of them, but he was like, he knew of these people and what they're plotting, and he wanted to try to go against it. You were showing some old Trump footage, and that's what I'm talking about. And he said to Oprah and a couple other people that if he were to ever run for president, she asked him, and he said he would only run for president if he felt it was really necessary, and when the country was in trouble. But he didn't really want to necessarily have ambitions to do it, but he would do it if he had to. So this shows that he was not hungry for power and money like the other ones, but he wanted to just help the country.
Yep, I totally agree. Thank you for your call, man.
Yes.
I definitely appreciate you.
Okay, that's all I have to say for this call. Thank you. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Shout out to Alien for that phone call. I definitely appreciate y'all hanging out with me this evening. Thank you to my rebels. We're going to be wrapping up the YouTube show here in just a few minutes. I definitely appreciate you guys so much. Get ready to jump over to Rumble because we're going to cover all the heavy news that we can't cover on YouTube. You know how it goes. Thank you guys for being here. I will be back on Thursday night at 7 o'clock right here on YouTube. We always do an after party over on the Rumble side after the news show. Today is going to be the music day, and we got a great lineup for the music. It's going to be old classics to soothe your soul. It's going to be a great night. Shout out to my moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Witchy's Cane Sword, Latina in Cali, and the beautiful Miss Sonia Scrapbook. Thank you guys so much for being here. I definitely appreciate y'all. What you're listening to right now is a podcast you can get on your Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple iTunes, all that fun stuff. It'll be available tomorrow for you guys. Go ahead and jump over and join the Krabby Turtle. He's already waiting for y'all over there on Rumble. Thank you, Rebels, for being here. I definitely appreciate you guys. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get